I thought of the word critical, more critical way of thinking, instead of just looking at the surface of things. Yeah, looking just at the surface of things is a non-critical way of thinking, a childish way of thinking. On the surface, you can say, oh, well, and my mom said it to me, I was fine while you were at, insert name of my musician ex. I was fine, and now I'm not, so it's my fault. Everything's my fault. And that Miriam, that plays right into Miriam's hands, but the question is, does Miriam really believe what she's saying? Spouting off her bullshit. Does she really? I don't know. You'd have to ask her. Does she believe that it's my fault my mom got sick? Because, okay, my mom was fine while I was gone. I come back, she gets sick. So it's got to be my fault, right? On the surface, to a childish thinker, but a more critical thinker will say, well, it's just chance this happened now. It could have happened while Laura was at Joe's. It just didn't. And then we could say, okay, well, but Laura was hard on her mom. She put her mom was under stress. That caused her sickness. But then I go back to, and when Joe would scream from the rooftops, it's not my fault if my mother can't handle life or handle my very deep intellectual way of being and thinking and whatnot. When I was eavesdropping on her conversations to her friends, where she was saying, if she would just leave, I'd be fine. She yells at me all the time. But that's not even true. I wasn't yelling at her all the time. I started it when she was slipping. She was really slipping. And that didn't happen because I came back. I don't know why that happened. In her letter she wrote to me, she was saying, I know she was real upset about that guy she met in the mental hospital in the summer. She thought he was in love with her and all this, and she's obsessed with men. I mean, think about it. She threw me to the wolves as a kid. I mean, to be with an abusive alcoholic. She met him when I was 4, married him when I was 9, In her letter, I'm all upset about the way she's behaving, the selfish way she's behaving, not caring about my feelings and whatnot. And she's like, well, I'm under a lot of stress, and so-and-so doesn't call me. I know she was real upset because she wasn't hearing from him. Well, he has his own life and his own family and whatnot, and he wasn't in love with her. As far as, for all I know, he might have just been thinking about the money, because people are assholes, and they can trick you and whatnot. I told him off because in an email he was saying, well, you're living with your mom and you just have to put up with whatever she does or else leave, and But then if he really cared about my mom, yeah, I told you off, but now I'm asking for your help, because you're the one who got her started on this in the summer about getting a lawyer and fighting Marion and all that when I'd given up. I'm asking for your help now. Can you just set aside the fact that I told you off and help me? And I never heard from him. I even gave him my cell phone number, and I don't do that easily. I never heard from him. He didn't care. It probably was just after her money or something. Who knows? I don't know. He didn't want to be bothered. She said he called her once. This is when she was still talking to me. She said he called her once, but that might have been in her head, in her fantasy head. Because at one point she said to me, these people are calling me in my head. So I don't know. So she was aggravated about a lot of stuff. She was very aggravated about him blowing her off and whatnot. So I don't think it was just me, but in the end, my musician ex, Joe, he would just say it was just time for it to happen, Laura. It was just coincidence that it happened when you came back. But when she's talking to her friends and I'm eavesdropping, she's like blaming it all on me. She yells at me all the time, and she wants to eat all organic. So what, Mom? What's wrong with me? I'm eating all organic. I'm not forcing you to do it. I'm just asking you not to offer me meat and offer me stuff. And but I did. I was hard on her. I got pissed off that stupid friend of hers that was taking advantage and all this crap, and it's not easy. Donald recognized it before he was turned into a major asshole towards me. He said in the tape he sent me, sad that such a complex woman was born to such simple souls, referring to my mom and my dad, and, I've done the best I could with my mom under the circumstances. Have I been perfect? No, far from it, But I've tried. What more could I do? Couldn't change who I was, and she couldn't change who she was. But Cheryl noticed the love immediately. I gave Cheryl that essay, my college essay. I gave her a copy of that I wrote, the one that's out on my website. I gave her, what else did I give her? I gave her copies of some of my poems and whatnot in that essay, and something else, and she's like, it's clear you guys love each other, Laura. That's clear to me, 100%, She even said, if people would just leave you alone, you'd be fine. But people aren't going to leave us alone, especially when there's money involved, a.k.a. my Auntie Marion and her family. Her immediate family. Because they're in on it. Her husband. Marion's husband's definitely in on all of this crap, and who knows if her sons are. But, I don't care. I'm free of